Assalamu alaikum dear students. In this video I am going to summarize all the book exercises of unit 1 that we discussed in the Zoom online English class for class 8. Dear students, you can see your class 9 class 8 English book. Now I would like you to open your book on page number 8. Here on this page you can see exercise A, B and C. Now what is exercise A? Exercise A is write a paragraph on the passions of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam using specific words, vivid verbs, modifiers, use appropriate supporting details and transitional devices. So this is exercise A and we will be learning how to do this exercise A. Dear students, in this exercise we have got 3 new topics, which are vivid verbs, modifiers and transitional devices. First of all, I would like to explain what is a vivid verb. So vivid verbs are those verbs which are used in writing specially. I mean, you can see right in front the camera that vivid verb. A vivid verb is a verb that is really descriptive. By descriptive, it means that it is used to describe anything in writing. The writing, it may be a story, it may be a passage, or it may be an essay. By using vivid verbs in writing, a person will be able to visualize it in his own mind. What does it mean? It means कि मतलब vivid का मतलब है उर्दू में वाज़ेह, clear. राइटिंग में vivid verbs को यूज़ करने का मकसद ये है डियर स्टूडेंट्स कि जो उसका पढ़ने वाला होता है वो जब वो कोई पैसेज या स्टोरी वगैरह पढ़ रहा होता है तो वो ख़ुद को उसमें इन्वॉल्व कर देता है. विविड वर्ड्स को जब वो रीड आउट करता है तो ही विजुअलाइजेस ऑल द इवेंट्स और इंसिडेंट्स इन द स्टोरी और इन एनी राइटिंग इन हिज माइंड. वो ख़ुद को महसूस करता है कि इस तरह लगता है कि वो मतलब रीडर जो होता है वो हर चीज़ को अपनी आंखों से देख रहा होता है. विविड वर्ड्स का मतलब यही है, का मकसद यही है कि रीडर को के लिए वो इंटरेस्ट को मज़ीद जो है वो increase करता है. So this is the very good a brief definition for you guys that a vivid verb is a verb which is used to increase the interest of a reader. You can see below the definition I have written some examples for you guys that touch, walk, see and like. On the one side, on the left side you can see some verbs which are called common verbs, and on the right side you can see there are verbs stroke, stroll, stride, glimpse, clear or admire. These are vivid verbs. हम किसी राइटिंग में विविड वर्ब जब इस्तेमाल करते हैं तो इससे हमारा मकसद होता है कि जो रीडर होता है उसका इंटरेस्ट मज़ीद बढ़ा दें. अब एक साइड पर आप लोग देख सकते हैं एक है टच. टच एक कॉमन वर्ब है, टच करना, छूना. अब जब when it comes to writing, so in writing instead using touch I will prefer using stroke. Stroke का भी वही मतलब है. So these are called the vivid verbs. walk के लिए हम stroll यूज़ कर सकते हैं या stride यूज़ कर सकते हैं. see के लिए हम glimpse यूज़ कर सकते हैं या glare यूज़ कर सकते हैं. like is a common verb. like के लिए हम admire यूज़ कर सकते हैं. I like this movie. But when it comes to the writing, so I would say that the movie was admired by the audience. Right? Now the second term that we have got in this exercise A, that is modifiers. Now what is a modifier? What is the basic purpose of a modifier? So a modifier is a word or phrase which modifies other words in a sentence. It can be either an adjective or an adverb. The adjectives modify the verbs or the adjective or the adverbs. Okay, now what is a modifier? A modifier it is used, it is a word or a group of words which is used to modify other words in a sentence. By other words I mean a noun, a pronoun, or a verb. It can be either an adjective, a modifier, it can be an adjective or an adverb. And as you all know that what is an adjective used for? Adjective is used to modify a noun or pronoun in a sentence, while adverb is used to modify verbs, adjectives or other adverbs in sentences. So modifier ये हमारे पास adjective भी हो सकता है और adverb भी हो सकता है. अगरचे ये एडजेक्टिव हुआ तो फिर हम इसको कहेंगे प्री मोडिफायर. प्री मोडिफायर अगर ये एज एडवर्ब जुमले में आया, मतलब वर्ब के बाद या एडजेक्टिव के बाद आया या अनदर एडवर्ब को मॉडिफाई करता है, तब हम कहेंगे पोस्ट मोडिफायर्स. राइट. द थर्ड वन इज transitional devices. As it is, you can see use appropriate supporting details and transitional devices. What are the transitional devices? A transitional device is a word which is used to connect different ideas in sentences or in a paragraph, or to move from one paragraph sentence to another. You can see the definition that these are the words used to show connection between ideas or to move from one sentence to another. Transitional devices. What are the examples? So, but, although, whenever, unless, so that, not only, neither, nor, either, or, although. So these are some of the examples of transitional devices. Why we use transitional devices? We use them to move from one sentence to another or from one paragraph to another paragraph without creating any type of difficulty or misunderstanding. So these are the three very important things that are going to be used in the writing a paragraph on the patience of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Now you guys have to prepare a very good paragraph on the patience of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Your words must be clear, simple, and you must use transitional devices in a very easy way. Right. Now come towards the exercise B. That is about to write the first paragraph, to read out the first paragraph in the passage to identify the theme. Now it's your work that what is the theme. I'm going back to page number 2 by tolerance. So this paragraph, this is the first paragraph of your passage. You have to read it out and decide that what is the theme of this paragraph, what this paragraph is about. Definitely it is about tolerance. It's about tolerance. Right. Now come to page number 8 again. Here we have a third exercise, that is exercise C. Discuss tolerance with reference to the current world scenario. Write a paragraph of at least 100 words. Before I discuss this exercise, I would like to explain something that is related to writing paragraphs, and that is about a paragraph. Guys, you can see that in the book you can see that, do you remember topic sentence? Here we have got another topic, very interesting topic, that is about a paragraph. As I explained in the lecture, that what is a paragraph? A paragraph is a group of sentences which deals with the same topic, with one topic, is called a paragraph. I repeat, a group of sentences which deals with one topic is called paragraph. Right. Now a paragraph has got three important things, which are a topic sentence, supporting sentences, and concluding sentence. What is a topic sentence? A paragraph has three main parts. A topic sentence. Okay, topic sentence is you use a topic sentence to tell your reader what you are going to say. A topic sentence is basically written for the purpose that your reader must know through the topic sentence that what is the writer talking about. Like on page number 2 in your book, the first paragraph is when you read out, so you will easily find out that in the very first line there is by tolerance we mean. So this is the topic sentence. You are clear by reading out this sentence that this paragraph is about tolerance, right guys? And the second very important part of a paragraph is supporting sentences. Supporting sentences are those sentences which are written to support, to explain the topic sentence, to explain the topic of the paragraph, right? Concluding sentence is that sentence which you write in the end of the paragraph that to repeat your main idea and give a short summary of what you said. That is called a concluding sentence. I am going to show you all these things with the help of the paragraph. You can see that in front of the camera you can see the paragraph that has all the 3 parts. For example, my husband and I bought our first house last November. So this which I have underlined with the help of the red marker, this is the topic sentence of this paragraph, right? It is located in a beautiful valley. Although we cannot see the lake from our house, we do have view of the mountains. Our house has 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a living room and a family room, and a large kitchen and dining area. We also have a small backyard and a small garden. All these sentences, it is located to a small garden. These are the supporting sentences. All these sentences, they support the topic of the paragraph. And what is the topic of the paragraph? That is our first house. And in the end, you can see, in the last you can see, we are very happy to own our own home and I hope that we will live here for many years. So from this area up to this area, this is called concluding sentence, right? So this was all about the summary of the lecture that you just attended a while ago. So I hope you will have understood the lecture very well, and if you have any questions regarding today's lecture, you can ask me in the next online class. Okay guys, Allah Hafiz.